All right, with all the madness going on out there in the world, it is definitely time for us to talk about the perimeter defense tactics versus the spiderweb method. Hello, my name is Arthur, and I am the founder and CEO of Tackleberry Solutions. We teach wartime tactics to citizens for civil defense purposes, and today we're going to talk about perimeter defense versus the spiderweb. I know a lot of you are going, spiderweb. Where have I heard that before? Why does that sound familiar? Well, it's been featured a few times on some past shows, like a particular episode of Doomsday Prepper. But there is an actual tactic known as the spiderweb method of defense, and we're going to talk directly about that. I apologize in advance for the quality of the video, but I really did not know any other way to show this to you without doing it through a PowerPoint presentation. So that's what we're going to do.
So this is a normal layout of a standard house and kind of like a suburbish area. You probably got 2 to 5 acres here, give or take. You got your house here, front porch, back little stoop, nice little concrete walkway, carport. That's your drive. This black line down here is your street, and the red here is your little, doggy fence. Keep your little monkeys contained here, your munchkins and the dogs and stuff. And you got a nice little outbuilding. So this is actually very typical. I see this a lot when I have people ask me to design security plans for them. This is the normal setup. So let's show what we're going to do to this. Assuming I can make it do that. Okay, here we go. So this is what I'm going to do. These little black dots here, these little black dots are actual charges. This blue piece here, that is a just indicating a gate. So first thing we did was we extended the perimeter, the outer perimeter fence. We came all the way down around like this. The reason is I like dogs. Dogs are a fantastic alarm system, and they are also a delay. So by having this large of an area, the dogs can really cover almost 3 sides of this building. And anyone that tries to get within the perimeter of the building, because you got a door here, and a door back here, except for this one door, the dogs are able to get to them. The purpose behind extending this is to create a fatal funnel right here. Now, this is simply a driveway alarm. This is a camera back here on this corner, and then one right here that overviews the driveway. You have charges, as you can see, on either side of the driveway that are command det. You have victim det charges here, and here. Those will only be activated during a time of siege. And then you have command det charges here and here. You also put a gate back here on this side, and that's part of psychological operations. And then the other thing you're doing is this guy right here. Now this is a pitfall. And if I was going to build a pitfall for my driveway, I would make it about 10 feet long, 10 to 15 feet long, at least 3 to 4 feet deep, and the total width of the driveway. And you can do this by simply building a metal bridge that connects it, and you can either A, put in shear pins, so that basically a small bolt that will break when a certain amount of weight over that amount of weight comes across this. So think like an armored vehicle tries to cross it, boom, they would fall in the pit. Or you can have a 110 motorized system here that goes to a switch over here, or even a 12-volt system. So you have electric pins that you would flip a switch over here by the carport, and it would put the pins in place, and you can flip the switch and remove the pins, and now anything that drives across that would fall in it. I opt for the shear pins because what happens when I forget one morning and I back out and try to drive across it? Now I've basically fell in my own pit. But that is the overall plan of defense that we're going to give it. Now let's see what happens. Alright, so your enemy combatants are coming in. They're starting here, and you can't see this, but there's actually trucks lined up down the road here. There's 4 trucks. First thing that happens is your driveway alarm is going to alert, and the first truck's going to fall directly in your pitfall, and he's now stuck. You've got camera activity right here, obviously right here, and back over here. So you're seeing everything going on this road. You're seeing everything from in the rear towards the barn and kind of what's in your driveway, and you've definitely got a close-up look right here in the driveway. This whole time, you're just kind of hanging out in the house or wherever. All right, let's move on. You've got troops that are now going to get down in here and try to recover personnel from this vehicle. As you can see, your gun turrets are now traversing towards the house. At this point, you can detonate the charges right here at the road and take out all of these guys and possibly disable that vehicle right here. And it really doesn't matter. That vehicle's not going to move either way, okay? At this point, I would pop smoke now. That is going to be your golden opportunity. Every firefight has something called a golden moment. That is the moment for you to de-ass the AO. And this is the moment for you to de-ass the AO, because they're in so much chaos right now. They're going, holy freaking crap, what did we just get ourselves into? That it's too easy for you to command this back charge, clear any possible obstructions or personnel in the back, make a run right down here and into the building and out. And the one other thing I forgot to mention is we actually moved the building from here to here solely so you could do that and have an escape vehicle here and go right out this back gate. That's the reason why you would detonate this charge here, is to clear the gate and open it so that you can then drive through it with your escape vehicle. And you're gone. If you wait and you miss the golden moment, let's see what's going to happen next. All right, these guys are KIA. You can just, they're done. Even if, again, if this vehicle is not disabled, they're not going to abandon personnel on the ground trying to do recovery, especially that are now severely wounded and or dead. This vehicle is going to back over here and pick up this corner so he can watch down this way and this way from that gun truck. Dismounts are going to kick out and start heading towards your front door. They may even be laying down suppressive fire into the house from that gun truck. This is where that gate comes in, because now that truck's going to want to go path of least resistance. They're going to bust right through the gate and park here, or they may come up here if they're smart. The reason you want them to come through the gates is because they're now closer to your barn. I know that sounds scary, but it's actually exactly where you want them. They're going to kick out dismounts, and they're going to try to make their way around to the back without having to come through all of this uncovered yard. They're going to try to use that building as a form of cover as they make their approach. Now, at this point, you would have to wait and detonate the charge. That would be a victim detonated charge here to take out these guys and cause casualties, as well as over here. Now you're going to have, and again, by this point, he's not going to be able to see crap going on back over here because of the building, which is the reason we put it there. It's one of the many reasons to try to keep guys from being able to flank to the rear. But this guy's going to see everything going on here. And there's going to be laying down a barrage of fire on top of the house. Honestly, at this point, they're probably going to pull back and just J-damn you. I mean, seriously. Or just set the dang house on fire, or do some freaking Waco, Texas crap. So that's why having that golden moment to pop smoke is so vitally important, and especially using it when you see it. Now, these guys could easily come over through here. If so, you got that charge there. If somehow these guys come around the back, you've got that charge there. So you still got all your angles covered. You still got the 360 security, but the only thing that's going to help you see where they're going are these cameras here. That's why you have the cameras. That's part of your 360 security, is having the cameras, being able to see everything and see where they're coming at, so that you kind of know how to brace yourself for it. Okay, at this point, you would have to then detonate this charge, clearing again personnel here, make your run down the back porch into the barn, somehow take out that vehicle with either a grenade launcher or a thermite charge, which I don't think you can lob that far, maybe a Molotov cocktail, sniper fire, whatever you're going to do to take that vehicle out, because if you take out that back gate, that guy's going to light you up. He is going to jack your world up. And if you go that way, you're giving him all kinds of ability to shoot at you. But if you go this way, guess who else is going to get to shoot at you? This guy down here. So that is, again, why you want to be kicking out all the way back in this phase right here. This is when you want to say, okay, bye-bye, because they're still going, what the freaking crap. Now, is it possible they pull back at this point? Absolutely. Absolutely it's possible at this point. They try to take it to a siege, or they try to go and escalate it a different way. Again, that's why you want to get out of Dodge, because you don't want to be there whenever they decide they're going to do that. That's why I've been harping on having a secondary shelter, somewhere that you can go to, and having preparations made there, so you're not losing every single thing you've got. Remember, you have dogs in this area. Well, they are expendable. Just go on and expect the fact they're going to get shot. They've served their purpose. They've slowed them down. They've delayed them. They may have even gotten in a couple bites. But the biggest thing was they alerted you and they have slowed them down. All right, that is perimeter. Now let's look at a spiderweb defense. This is close quarter combat, gentlemen. This is a standard layout of a structure that I actually have done a security plan for. I switched a few things around just because I'm not going to give away the guy's actual security layout. But this is going to be freaking, as you're getting ready to see, yeah, it's going to be fun. So you got your garage, your study, your kitchen, den, master, all these bedrooms and a sunroom. I don't know why they built these houses like this, but they did. But it's pretty cool, but it's weird. All right, let's see what we can do with it. Oh, yeah. All right, so we got a camera here, a camera over here. That's just to watch the roadway. And you got this road here, nice little concrete drive, and all this grass. And you got a camera here, a camera back there, and you got a camera all the way at the back corner right by the master bedroom. We also got a charge on the back door. We've got 4 charges down this hallway here, and we've got speakers down the hallway. This right here is a strobing bright light, and of course another pitfall. All right, this pitfall was exactly the width of the wall, the walkway, which forgive me, I don't remember the exact measurements, but I'm going to guess it was like 2.5 feet. I know it was 2.5 feet wide, and that it was 2 feet and 3 inches from the bottom, from the ground. And we literally built a box and inserted it. The reason being is I didn't want them just to fall through and go, oh, hey, now I can get underneath the foundation of the house and make my way out. Nope. I wanted them to be stuck in the box. Yeah, I'm the man in the box. That's what I wanted. I wanted them to be a man. They basically fell in their grave is what that is. These are, believe it or not, these are Sentry Weapons. Okay. What I had suggested was an AK-47 with a 12-volt motor that has a connecting rod to the trigger, and as the motor turns over, it actually pulls the rod and causes it to boom, 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 boom. Not illegal, not fully automatic, but you can activate it and make it work from inside the bedroom right here. And what he also did was he fortified the wall right here all the way around. All these doors are steel doors with extra hinges and barrel bolts, and they're actually barred inside each room. You have to unbar it from inside the room. And the master bedroom has an industrial grade steel door. The other thing they did was this right here. These are little cubby holes. Okay, so these are little holes where they basically can go all the way through right here and then pop out back over here. Same thing, he can come across here, go through the study, the pantry and the kitchen, through the closet and the study, pop out, make his way into the garage like that. This is an actual tunnel in the closet. You drop down and you can go either out through the foundation, which is what I believe he ended up doing, was just popping out the back corner of the foundation, and he had a charge on the wall. I tried to tell him to dig underneath. There was a building in the neighbor's yard across the perimeter fence, because these are like a little 4-foot brick walls, what it was, which we plussed up here and up here, again, to prevent anyone from getting down the sides. That was not in the previous layout, so we did that. Of course, this is the front porch for those that are like my wife, and what the heck is that room? That's the front porch. So we put this wall here and here to prevent anyone from going down the sides here, and we got the camera so you can see anybody coming up and down the streets here as they're trying to make their approach. What we did is we funneled you down to this right here, the front door. And once you're in the front door, these doors are basically a wall, and so you have nowhere to go. You have now a nice, beautiful kill box with an L-shaped ambush. Right here, you're stuck inside of an L-shaped ambush, and this entire L-shaped ambush can be conducted from within inside the master bedroom by using this camera to see with and a control panel on the wall. The other thing is he wanted to have less lethal options, so the Pitfall was one of them. These speakers emit an excruciatingly painfully loud noise. I do not remember the decimal rating, but it was unbelievably bad. It literally, was just pierced my soul when I heard it. And this is a bright strobing light, so you literally can't see crap. You walk into basically a disco light up here, and you can't see crap. There's strobing lights. You feel like you're in a really loud club that's just screaming, a constant loud, high-pitched, irritable noise. And all of a sudden you fall into a nice little pitfall, and you're 2 feet 3 inches down in the ground. Any assaulting force is going to just get hemmed up right here. They're just going to get absolutely bogged down right there, and that was his goal. So let's see. He gives them options, okay? He gives them options to be less lethal or to be totally lethal. And he can increase his lethalability from this to this when need be. So let's see how that worked out for him. All right, so at this point, you've got 4 trucks right here in the front that have pulled up. They've obviously, this guy's trying to see down here. You got camera activation here. This guy's trying to see down here. And mind you guys, this is in like a suburb area where it's like there's a cul-de-sac and these houses are side by side, and you're sitting on like maybe a half to an acre of land at most. So this guy is probably the lead victor. He's sitting in your garage, and this guy is trying to lay down cover fire if need be for the dismounts to make their way in. And here's the front door, because going through the garage door is going to be difficult. They're just going to try to go through the front door first. And we don't want to make this difficult. We want that front door to be like a nice glass wood door. We gotta give it a little bit of a fight, but nothing that they couldn't easily get through. Just a couple, 2, 3 kicks. It's psychological warfare, you know. If you make this too difficult, then they're going to try to go through the windows over here, and at that point, they're not going to fall into the spider web. All right, that's the spider web. I'm wanting you to think you're winning. I'm trying to convince you're making all the right moves. It's just that when you get in here, only then will you realize that, oh hell, I have played the devil. So let's see how this works out for these guys. Alrighty then. These guys have made their breach. They're having a problem getting through these doors here. The lead guy, because they're probably going to use a drive-in or train method, so that means the lead guy is going to try to push as far into the area as possible, at least up to this intersection in the hall here, so that he can see down the hall and prevent somebody from shooting around the corner here. And they're going to fall right into this pitfall, which is why we put it right there just before that intersection. And now they're receiving contact from down here from their sentry weapon. You've got all this large amount of audible sound, and you've got the strobing light in their eyes, so they can't see crap. Nods, no nods, it doesn't matter. They can't see crap. This camera is, of course, now being activated. It's seeing everything. And the whole time you're sitting nice and cozy right in here, and these guys are getting shotgun, just raining death on them, because that's what my this client decided to go with, was a Second 12 with a drum mag. And I actually, after thinking about it, I was like, yeah, because you're not going to over-penetrate into your neighbor's house. That's probably a better solution instead of an AK-47 or AR-15, which is what I had initially suggested. So now you're raining shotgun buckshot down on top of these guys. There's all this other crazy crap going on, and you're bogged down right here because your lead guy and or possibly his buddy right behind him is kind of sitting in a pitfall going, what the hell just happened? The whole floor literally just gave out from underneath me. They're looking down the hall, man. They're not looking at the floor. Okay, at this point, you can now detonate this if you want to and take out everybody in this team, or at least wound the crap out of them. You also have the ability to come right around here and come around and flank them if you wish. And you also have, this is that golden opportunity, because look, these guys out here, you know, they're not going, these guys are invested. They're in the hole. So these guys are not going to start unleashing a volley of fire into or directly on top of them unless somebody in here is directing them, hey, shoot to the right side of the building to suppress fire. And again, this area here is been fortified by either sandbags or ballistical walling or whatever it is you want to go with. And so you're still nice and cozy sitting here, even though your house is just getting absolutely devastated. But let's see what goes on now. Okay, at this point, these guys are eliminated. This weapon has definitely ran out of all of its weaponry, or all of its ammunition, rather. And it's time for you to pop smoke. So you're going to detonate this charge over here after activating these cameras and seeing what's out here. And if you need to, you can still detonate that in case somebody's come over the wall and made their way around the back to try to get in. You still got, again, a way to fight from back there, which is another reason why I recommend this be underground, because now you can just easily make your way up, pop up behind your neighbor's barn, and make a run for it. Meanwhile, you've got this sentry weapon up here drawing fire. That's what its job is. It's not to hit anybody on the ground. It's to take all these big guns out here, take their attention off of what's going on in the back corner back here, and start shooting at a gun. And what's that really going to get them? Not a whole lot of anything. They're going to be tearing this area all to freaking pieces trying to make that stop. It will literally, they'll not stop shooting until it stops shooting. And it's not going to stop shooting until it dumps a mag. So they're just going to unload. They're going to all their attention is going to be focused. These three guys are going to be, their attention is going to be right here. Meanwhile, you're making your grand escape back here.
Okay, so as you can see, there are some pretty significant differences between the two. One is keeping your enemy a little bit further at bay. The problem with that is that they have more options. They are able to just flat out pull off JDAM you. They're able just to unleash barrage, a volley of fire, call in artillery strikes, whatever. With the spiderweb method, they're less likely to do that because their men are already inside the house. Once they are inside the house, they're committed. They are committed to getting through that. They may lay down suppressive fire through a section of the house, but they're not going to lay down suppressive fire on top of their own guys. That's very unlikely. I mean, Russians may do crap like that, I mean, World War II, but we don't. So that is not the modern day warfare style of fighting, and that's not the modern day mindset of a soldier to just shoot in there amongst their own guys. So using that kind of to your advantage, you can see that you're able to inflict a whole lot more casualties really quickly, and they're kind of limited in what they can do. Now, that being said, if you will also notice, there's always that escape route, which I highly recommend you use. I've talked about previously in other videos having a fallback area. We've come to the position where you want to have a primary shelter and a secondary shelter, and quite frankly, guys, I'm in a mindset that I'm not going to make my actual house my primary shelter. That's not going to be it. I'll probably be living in a tent in the woods or some crap. Who knows? But that would be my primary shelter, and as soon as I get contacted, I felt like, okay, it's time for us to leave. I'm going to pull back to my secondary contact. And my secondary contact's where I've got weapons and ammunition and all this other stuff cached. And heck, the tent itself, everything may just be buried in the ground. I may just have a cabin tent buried in the ground. Who knows? But that's going to be my fallback. And my thinking is, with that is, I'd have multiple of those. So you never really know which one I'm going to. The other thing is, it's only temporary. It maybe gets you by a couple, 2 or 3 weeks so you can come back and reclaim your primary. Because a true spiderweb doesn't end with the house. The true spiderweb method, you let them come in, you let them hit them, hit them, hit them, hit them, hit them. You pull off, and then you become the attacker, and now the options are open to you. I mean, I have no problem setting a torch to my own house. I'll do that in a heartbeat and shoot the hell out of people coming out of it, especially if they just pushed me off of it the night or 2 nights before. Oh, hell yeah. I'll torch that baby in a heartbeat. So I would rather deny that asset to the enemy and lose it that way by my own hands than to become a barbecue chicken inside my own house. Just saying. That's a no-go. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this helps you out, and you'll have a great day.